I ripped it. Oh, that's my dog. I'm literally laughing out loud. Wait, I'm about to confess. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Jade. So I'm going to be starting a new book today. It is June 1st, and so I'm ready to start a new book. If y'all don't know this about me, I don't like it when books roll over into a new month. Yesterday, I didn't read anything at all because I'd finished my book on the 30th, and I did not want to have a book roll over into June from May. So since it's the 1st, I'm going to be starting a new book, The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. So I'm actually going to be buddy reading that book with my friend Jade. Her Instagram is @JadeandHerBooks, and we are going to be buddy reading it. We buddy read one book a month, and so this is our June pick, and we are both super excited to read it. It was both on our individual TBRs, but then we decided to choose this one as our buddy read for the month. So I have yet to start the book. We decided to do 10 chapters a day. It is 1 o'clock already. It's like about 1:10. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on my 10 chapters. Let's see if we can do it in one sitting. I don't really have anything to do today. I start my summer class tomorrow, so let's hope we can stay on top of the book and on top of the classes. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I bought Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. The reason why I'm not reading, why I'm on my phone. And I just noticed that I didn't buy it through Amazon because like Barnes & Noble, Target, all those stores aren't selling the standard like city background edition. They're selling the new, like, because you know it got picked up by a new publisher. They're selling that edition now. I ordered it on May 26th and I just checked up on it because it's been a minute, and it said that I will get it between June 10th and June 17th. I was like, that shouldn't, no. So then I went and looked at the invoice and saw that it is being shipped by someone that is not Amazon. And so then I re-bought it, and that one's being shipped by Amazon. So I bought Rewind It Back, and it's taking forever, and I'm just afraid that it doesn't come in. So I bought it twice, essentially. So I'm gonna go ahead and return the one that I haven't gotten because it's already shipped. I can't cancel it. But I'm afraid that if I like return it, you have to return it by a certain day, and I'm just afraid that it will not come back. I don't know. I'm just afraid that it won't ever get here. Like it'll just say, oh, lost the mail, oh, lost the mail, oh, lost the mail. I ripped it. So I'm back with an update on The Night and the Moth. Okay, I'm trying to control myself because I'm actually having such a fun time. Like I said, I'm buddy reading this with my friend Jade. We both decided to do 10 chapters a day because I think there's like 32, 34 chapters. So we'll finish it, you know, within a couple of days. So I done read my 10 chapters and I am absolutely loving it. Already right off the bat, we both agree that Rachel Gillig's writing in this one is so much better than in the Shepherd King duology. I just feel like the imagery that she's writing and just the type, like her sentence structure and just the way that she's writing, it is honestly so much better. And I feel like the story is really better. I felt myself slipping right in. It's always hard for me to start a book just because I'm like, I already want to be in it. And it was very easy to fall into this one, especially with it being a fantasy book. I feel like the world building, the structure, everything around it is simplistic yet intriguing. I'm truly interested in what is going to happen. I don't want to spoil anything, but I am loving the gargoyle. He's amazing. He's so funny. Every time the gargoyle is on the page, I am laughing. Like, I'm literally laughing out loud. I'm just truly enjoying this book so far, and I can't wait until tomorrow and I can read 10 more chapters. I guess I can also explain what it's about. So for those of you who don't know, The Night and the Moth follows our main character. She's a diviner. Diviners are girls that are kind of offered when they're little. We don't know if they are offered by their family members, if they were living on the street, if they were orphans. We don't know. They don't remember anything about their past. They only remember coming to the cathedral that they live in and that they stay at and just being a diviner. A diviner is someone who, like I said, when they're younger, they're taken and they kind of get these abilities, and they are very revered spiritual people that can predict a person's outcome, whether it be good or bad. So in order for them to like predict someone's outcome, they have to take their blood and then they drown. Essentially, they go into this like little bath pond thing and they drown, and when they're drowning and they're dreaming, they dream of all these omens and whether they will be good or bad. So that's the premise of the story. I don't want to get too much into it because I feel like I read the blurb and I feel like the blurb spoils it a little bit. Like I said, they're revered beings and the king ends up coming because he's a new king so that he can get his fortune read. And with the king comes all the knights and they're just looking at all these diviners. Our main character, her name is Six. They're looking at all these diviners and at Six and they're like, oh my gosh, like imagine, like, look, it's a diviner, like how crazy are they, like how crazy good. Well, this knight, he comes and he is the opposite of all his fellow knights. He does not care about the diviners. He does not care about anything that they can do, their abilities. He's just not impressed with them. This thing starts happening and they kind of got off on the wrong foot, our knight and Six. But because this thing starts happening, Six realizes that the only person who can help her is the knight that she kind of doesn't like. So that's the premise of the book. Again, I don't want to go too much into it because I do feel like it is a spoiler. Like I was sitting here and I was reading the book and I was like, I read the little synopsis and I feel like that is a little spoiler in there. So I don't want to go too much into it because I do feel like it is a spoiler. I feel like going into this with just a little bit of a blindness is really good. But I just wanted to come on here, give a little update, talk about what the book's about, talk about what I feel about it so far. And just to summarize, I'm having a lot of fun and I'm loving our characters and I'm loving where the story is going, where it has come from, where it's going to go. And yeah, just wanted to update that. I might start another book. If I do, I will come on here and update that as well. I will probably pick up another one. And if I do, I will come back. Good morning, everybody. It is a new day. I just got back from the gym, from going on my walk, from doing a little of some school work. So now we're gonna continue reading. If you don't recall, we're reading The Night and the Moth, and it is upside down. I read my 10 chapters yesterday. I got to chapter 10, page 113. Because I finished it a little early, I started a new book yesterday, which was Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. I loved The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I read the rom-comers by her and I liked it. The beginning was super slow though, but once we like picked up with the story, I absolutely like just super enjoyed it. As for The Bodyguard though, start to finish, I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed that one. So when I went to the bookstore the other day, I picked up Hello Stranger. I am liking it so far. Right now, our main character is really funny. It's about our main character. Her name is Sadie. She is a struggling artist, but she finally gets accepted into this competition. She's a top 10 finalist, and whoever wins gets $10,000, I believe. And she believes this is her big break. Well, one day in the middle of the street, she passes out, and when she goes to the hospital, she finds out she has this cavernoma. And I think it's like a bleed in the brain. If you don't get it treated, it can cause you to have strokes. It's like very best to treat it right now. And in order to treat it, she has to have brain surgery. And she's like, no, I'm not going to have brain surgery. Like, I don't have time. I'm in this contest. Like, I'm a finalist. I need time to, paint this subject. Well, her dad, who is a very accomplished cardiothoracic surgeon, and she does not talk to this man at all, visits her and she's like, what are you doing here? I thought you were in Singapore. And he's like, I'm back, you need to get the surgery. And the surgery was close to a part of the brain that helps you recognize faces and people. And she temporarily loses, oh, that's my dog. She temporarily loses her ability to recognize people. She sees their face, but she can't grasp their features. She can't quite see their face. Even though she knows their face is there, she just can't focus on it. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm sure a guy is going to come in. She did meet a guy earlier in the book, but he has yet to be mentioned since our little meet with him. But that's where I'm at right now. That's the gist of the beginning. I'm not quite into the plot, so I don't know what's going to happen with our romance, because it is a romance. We're right now just focusing on her and her brain surgery and the fact that she can't recognize anybody. It's really fun. I know this one isn't really everybody's favorite. They say her not being able to recognize people is just a weird plot. I'm liking it so far. Again, she's very funny. I'm definitely rooting for her. I think the beauty about Catherine Center is she has you rooting for her main characters from the get-go. Even whenever I was reading the rom-comers and I was like, oh my gosh, we just have to get to the story. Our feet are dragging. I was still rooting for our main character. Especially in The Bodyguard, I was rooting for her. And I'm rooting for our character Sadie in this one. These covers though are so gorgeous. Look at these. I ended up going to the bookstore and bought a copy of this one too. But look at them. I think they're so beautiful. They're super bright and fun. look at the spines. Look at them. And then the backs of them. They're just so pretty. I think they're so cute. But anyways, I read to chapter 3 on this one last night, and then from 3 to 6 today on my walk. So that's what I was doing on my walk. I was reading this one, you know, not two birds with one stone. And so now we are going to, it is almost 11 o'clock. I have a very strict eating schedule. I don't know if I've mentioned it. I am on a calorie deficit. And so I eat at 11 o'clock, which is, I know, pretty early for people. But like I said, I am on a strict diet. So 11 o'clock is my lunchtime. So it's almost 11. I'm starving, so I cannot wait. But while we're waiting, we are going to read a couple of chapters of The Night in the Moth. So let's get to it. I love that the bat-like gargoyle calls everyone Bartholomew. He is the best part of the story. And I wonder why. There has to be a reason why he calls everyone Bartholomew. I just don't know what. Oh, she scared me, my dumb dog. Okay, it's 11:01. I am starving, so we're gonna stop. I didn't quite get to the next chapter, but I did stop at a break in the story. I'll be back. Hello everybody, it's the next day. I'm about to work out, but I'm thinking of starting the 2 Lives of Lydia Bird. I'm not sure, but we will see. I just wanted to update that, and I am also still reading The Night in the Moth. I'm on chapter 19. We were supposed to get to 20 yesterday. I don't think Jade got to 20 either, so I'm off the hook. But we're going to keep reading this one. I think I'm going to get to chapter 20 today and then stop. We're doing pretty good. It's just, I've been busy. Like, I was reading Hello Stranger, and then I just fell off on this one, and then school, I have this essay due, so it's like this whole thing. Don't worry, we are still going to continue with this. It's just going to take us a second. I just wanted to update that. I'm about to go work out. I still need to fill up my water bottle and stuff, so let's get going. Hello, forgive me for the awful lighting. I just started The 2 Lives of Lydia Bird by Josie Silver, and I wanted to just read a bit and get a good chunk into the book right now. It is 1:02. Let's just try to read for the next 30 minutes, because in 45 minutes, I need to switch my clothes. It is the end of the day. I am about to go get ready for bed, but I wanted to update a little bit on The 2 Lives of Lydia Bird. I am about, I want to say halfway in. I'm on page 171 of like 380 something, 370 something, 360 something. I'm enjoying it. Wait, I'm about to confess. I spoiled it for myself intentionally because there's one thing that I do not play with, and that is the death of a partner or a spouse. I do not play with that type of storyline. In fact, I hate it. I think way too much into things, and I can't mentally handle it. I overthink a lot of stuff, and I am not going to go into this. So this is the perfect segue to talk about what The 2 Lives of Lydia Bird is about. Basically, our main character, her name is Lydia. She is engaged to this man, and his name is Freddie. While they're getting ready for Lydia's birthday dinner, Freddie has to go pick up his best friend, and while he is there picking him up, they get into a car accident. Freddie dies. The best friend's fine, but Freddie dies on our main character Sadie's birthday. What ensues is basically just, I'm guessing we're going through years. I don't know how many years we're going to be reading through. It's been a year right now where I'm at, but we're just walking through her grief, her relationship with his best friend, how everything in her life and everything in their lives, their relationship together has changed since the death of the one thing that was connecting them, which is Freddie. And that's the story. I mean, it's just her trying to figure out how to live life without him, and how her relationship with Jonah is changing and evolving, because again, they were best. Like, Lydia and Jonah were friends before Freddie came into the picture, but when Freddie started dating Lydia, I mean, he just took Jonah under his wing. They became best friends. And so I had to spoil it for myself because, like I said, this is a topic that I don't really like. I typically shy away from books that handle this type of grief. As a personal preference, like I said, I quite literally cannot handle it. When I found out that this is what we were going to be talking about, I didn't want to shy away from it, because there really are 2 things that make me not want to pick up a book, and that is one, where a main character or main character's partner or whatever cheats on someone else. That's an automatic no for me. And 2, when there is a death of a spouse, because I literally mentally cannot handle it. Someone tell me it's not that serious, but I mentally cannot handle it. But all that aside, I am really enjoying this book. I don't know how I'm going to feel about how it ends, because again, I already know how it ends, but I guess I am enjoying the journey that it is taking to get there. But again, I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about the ending when I get there. I hope to finish this, if not tomorrow, the next day. As for The Night and the Moth, I got to chapter 20 today. Jade wants to finish it tomorrow, which I think there's like 32 or 34 chapters, which is doable. It's just I'm gonna need to focus all my time on that book, not so much on this one. So we are going to continue going back and forth. Excuse the hair, oh my gosh. I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good afternoon, everybody. It is it's actually not even noon. It is 11:30. I am about to start reading again. This morning I went on a walk and I read a little bit of The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, and I am definitely enjoying it. It's going a bit slow. We are going to finish it today though. I am actually the one who's behind right now, so we are going to finish it today, but I am really excited because like I said, I'm enjoying it very much. As for this one right here, I am going to finish it. I don't know how I'm going to like it. It's all up in the air right now. But I wanted to give that update. I am almost done with this one. I have I think there's 31 chapters and I'm on chapter 24. So we're gonna see if I can lay down. Should I lay down? I don't know where. I do want to lay down. Do I? We're gonna see where we're gonna go with it, because I know if I lay down I will get a bit lazy because it's a bit gloomy outside. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get to reading because I want to finish this right now. Also, the last chapter. Okay, I just finished. I am speechless. Hey, just finished Night in the Moth. How did you like it? I'm gonna have to sit on my thoughts a bit because I feel like in the beginning I was hooked. Okay, I was loving it, and then as we were going, I kind of lost. I didn't lose interest in it, but drops phone on my face. How embarrassing. I didn't lose interest in it. Oh, look, there's the book. But I didn't lose interest in it. But it just did get a little slow there. But then it picked up and I started getting some vibes. I started getting some vibes from people. And yeah, I was still surprised. Like the ending got me because it felt like it was done around the 300-page mark. And so I was like, is this a series? Is this a duology? Is there more than one book in this series? Or is it just a standalone? And so I convinced myself it was a standalone. And then when all the stuff happened at the end, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is not a standalone. I don't know why I convinced myself of that. So I will have to think a bit on it because that ending got me. It did. Okay, let's get comfy. Let's get what, Jade? I don't know. I was gonna say let's get a drink. I don't have a drink. I left it in the kitchen. Let's get comfortable. All right, so I just finished The Two Lives of Lydia Bird, and I figured let's go ahead and talk about that one and give a last few thoughts on The Night and the Moth, which I finished earlier today. So I just finished this one and I enjoyed it. But I cannot deal with a dead spouse or a dead partner, a dead boyfriend, a dead girlfriend, especially if we meet them in the book. So this is not a spoiler, but her fiance does die. And that is the central problem in this book. We are watching and reading about Miss Lydia overcoming the death of the man that she thought she was going to spend her life with. We are just going through her grief, her trying to, I don't want to say accept it, but her trying to live with it. I will go ahead and say this is not a romance. This was advertised to me as a romance. It even says in here, the synopsis reads, Lydia is pulled again and again through a doorway to her past, living two lives impossibly at once. But there's a toll to returning to a world where Freddie, alive, still owns her heart because there's someone new in her life, her real life, who wants her to stay. You would think that means that there is a romance, right? There's not really. There is kind of this underlying feeling throughout the book that there may be a romance, but it is 100% not central to the story. This story just follows Lydia and her trying to overcome her grief and accept it and live with it and just understand that her life now going forward is going to be different without her now dead fiance Freddie. The synopsis of this book is that on the day, I think I've already mentioned what this book is about, but just a refresher, on Lydia's birthday, she's getting ready. Her fiance Freddie calls her, says that his best friend, who Lydia has known for forever as well, needs help. His car broke down, and so Freddie needs to go and get him. So Lydia gets a little angry at him because it's her birthday dinner. It's going to make Freddie late for her birthday dinner. He still goes and he gets his best friend, Jonah. While riding back from picking up Jonah, Freddie loses control of the car and he dies. Jonah gets away with just a little scratch on his head. And what ensues is what makes up this book. But while trying to overcome with her grief, Lydia finds out that she is able to slip into this world where Freddie is still alive and well. It's basically what her life would look like if Freddie were still alive. So she's living these two worlds. When she's awake, she's grieving Freddie. Her family's grieving Freddie. Everyone is dealing with the aftermath of his death. When she's asleep, though, she slips into this world where Freddie's alive. He's well. Her family, they're not hurt by this tragedy. And that's the premise of the book. We were going back and forth with that. About halfway through the book, I lost interest with her going back to that world where Freddie's alive. It wasn't compelling to me. I found myself reading, okay, she can do this. What's the point? Which I know what the point is. It was for her to overcome her grief, but I found myself not really caring anymore because it felt like she was starting to move on. It did feel like the book dragged a bit. Again, I was going into this thinking that there was going to be a romance with this specific character, and there kind of was, but only towards the end. Only towards the end did we start getting the hint of that and the building of that relationship there. But again, that is not the central focus of the story, but that's what I was led to believe because of what the back of this said. It was very compelling in the beginning. In the beginning, I was hooked. I was ready to see Lydia's life and how she was going to overcome this. But again, it felt like way too long of a book for something like this. As you're reading it, you can tell certain parts where Lydia is starting to move on with her life, and it's just little hints here and there, and so it just felt like we started dragging it out just a little bit. Again, overall, I enjoyed it. It did feel a bit long, and again, this was advertised to me as a romance, but it wasn't the overall main focus of the story, which is fine. It just wasn't what I was looking for. So I think I would give this one a solid 3 stars because again, I did enjoy it. It just wasn't what I was looking for, but it did really great in my opinion on what grief is, overcoming it, and just living with it, because you don't really ever get over it, right? You just learn to live with it, and it hurts less and less each day, but it still hurts. So I did really appreciate the theme of this book. It was very eye-opening and just heart-wrenching and so sad, and it was just hard watching Lydia go through this type of tragedy, but it is a solid 3 stars for me. And last but definitely not least, The Night and the Moth. This book is it hooks me from the very beginning again. The first 10 chapters, I was hooked, and I was so excited to read the next 10 chapters, and those were good too, but I feel like midway through the book, it kind of slowed down a bit, but then it picked up again really quickly at the end, and I was hooked again. Something about this book, I was in such a fantasy mood when I picked this up, and I think it gave me what it needed to give. The tension, the romance, the banter between our two main couple characters was just so amazing. But again, it did drag in the middle there for a second, but then it picked up and something happened that I did not think was going to happen. I convinced myself that this was going to be a standalone because the last, I don't know, 10% felt like it was over. And I was thinking to myself, okay, the book is over, but there's still a lot of pages left. Something's going to go down. Maybe this is a standalone and we're just taking a second to wrap it up. Why I thought that, I don't know, but this is not a standalone. I don't know how many books are supposed to be in this series. I'm gonna guess a duology because the other series that Rachel Gillig wrote was a duology. So I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that it is a duology, but I'm not sure. But this ended the way a fantasy book would end if the story did not end with this one. So I was shocked. I, again, picked up the hints that were being dropped, but I had convinced myself that this was a standalone, so I did not think of it. And then when something happened that I had predicted, imagine my shock, okay? Truly imagine my shock. I'm smart enough to guess what's gonna happen, dumb enough to not believe it. So I really, truly did enjoy this one though. I was having fun. I was laughing. I was giggling. I was falling in love with our characters. I loved the gargoyle. If you've read this book, you know what I'm talking about. The gargoyle who calls everyone Bartholomew. He's so funny. He added such a comedic element to this book that very much needed him. It was just, he was definitely my favorite character, hands down. He is just so funny. I quite literally was laughing throughout this whole thing whenever he was on the page. But overall, I truly did enjoy this one, except for the middle there for a second. 4 stars for me, because this one, I cannot wait for the next one. The way that this one ended, I need to know what is going to happen and how we are going to resolve what needs to be resolved. So that is it for today's video. It was so fun. I don't even remember how many books we read. I think, let me look. Did I read Shield of Sparrows? I definitely read Hello Stranger in this video. I'm gonna guess and say that we read 3 books. So we read 3 books in this video. It was so fun. I love doing reading vlogs. This was just, I was having such a great time. I cannot wait to see y'all in the next one, hopefully. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like and subscribe and you come back for more. Bye. Bye.